chapels on the side. This altar is stunning. This was a very important church for sure. And there's amazing artworks. There's one on each side. Some beautiful lighting. And the cupola above the altar, which is not lit at the moment, so it's a bit hard for you to see the details. There's another beautiful artwork here. And the old confessional box, which is awesome. Oh, it's beautiful. It has an amazing vaulted ceiling with gold leaf, flower type symbols. And then beautiful floors. There's another lovely art piece there. And here. I believe some of the art pieces are by a very well-known Italian artist. In fact, I have read that, but I don't remember who. It's quite extraordinary. A beautiful crucifix there. And we're going to light a candle for my dad, because I light a candle for my papa everywhere I go. All the little tiny doors. We were just looking at the addresses, like, it makes you wonder, because this was the Castello area, but look, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, door after door after door of different addresses. The other side, though, is quite different. Oh, mind you, there's still quite a lot. Yeah, it's incredible. So this is the beautiful church square, just walking back, which we did come to last night. Sort of after sunset, I think it was. But it's really quite beautiful. And now that we've seen the inside of the church, gosh, this was a really important spot, you can tell. I can imagine back in Medici time, the people coming here in their beautiful dresses and outfits and walking up to the church and attending church. And it must have been spectacular. Very, very different indeed. But thank goodness these beautiful places exist today for us to come and live in them and cherish them and bring homes back to life. We've been walking around and it's incredible the amount of buildings we're seeing that are being done up and loved and renovated. It's wonderful. It's just wonderful. Oh my goodness, we've eaten virtually nothing all day today and have been on the go, running, cleaning house, buying things. And we realised we'd literally eaten some fruit today after breakfast, and that was it. David has a mouthful. Look at this. It's just awesome. This was the small size pizza, by the way. David, è buonissima. Buonissima? La pizza è buonissima?
La pizza è buonissima.
Mamma mia, quanto è buona. E questa è la pizza piccola.
Un impetto.
Buon appetito, amore mio.
Buon appetito.
Well, I suppose as you can see, we were both extremely hungry. And we're not really feeling all that full. We haven't eaten anything today, so we're feeling just fine after our mega pizzas that are, weren't they delicioso? And honestly, it's made in a wood fire oven. We saw the wood fire oven cranking up earlier on today as we walked by, and that's what made us come back. We've just had this really pretty pink sky that's just disappeared, actually, just literally within seconds. Oh, it's over in the distance, not to worry. Oh, yes, you can see a dash of it. But we're on this cute little piazza, and there you go. Day number 2, done and dusted, my darling. It's been a good one. We've done so much today, haven't we? We really have done so.
We achieved some stuff today, yeah.
We achieved a lot. We were just talking and saying that day 2, we hit the ground running. We cleaned the entire house today, top to bottom, so that it feels really nice and fresh now when you walk through. Oh, there's still a few odds and bods to do, but feeling so much better, and have a very long list of shopping items to get tomorrow. Went and did some grocery shopping, which is good, so now we have a little fridge that has a few things in it. And yeah, bought some awesome bargains today that we are so excited about. Honestly, like we just are blown away by what you can find if you really truly look and the pricing. So it's just
understanding where things are gonna fit.
Yes, yeah, that's true. That's true. So we did a little bit more measuring this afternoon because, of course, I had bought things prior, but you know, until you get here and actually feel the house. I've had many homes, as some of you may know, and it's important to feel it. And we hadn't felt the house because we'd bought it sight unseen. And now we just were lying in bed last night, honestly, saying, this feels so much like home. It has beautiful energy. Oh, and by the way, this afternoon, the ex-owner, I should say, one of the sisters, there were 3 sisters that had inherited this from their nonna. She turned up in the little vincolo in front of our house as we were coming home from shopping and introduced herself. Her name was Rosetta. And she had tears in her eyes when I told her that this house will be so loved and that we're putting so much love into it now. And she was just so happy to hear that. And that brings joy to us. Yeah, she said to me, this property has so much importance to their family, and it was really hard to let go of. And I assured her that it was in good hands, that we love old buildings. We want to bring the love back in. We want to bring the authenticity of older days back in, and just make it this beautiful place where people love to come and we love to be, and that it just feels full of love. And that made her so happy. She said, I can't tell you. Oh, noisy, one of those noisy little upbeat that just drove by. It made her so happy, and that makes us happy too. And she said she would. I invited her back to come with family if they wanted to once we were a little bit more sorted, so I'm sure they will. Anyway, it's been an awesome day, and now we're going to go for maybe a little stroll to digest our mega pizzas.
Well, yes.
And we'll see you all tomorrow.
Ciao.
Buonanotte, buonanotte e a presto, a domani. Ciao ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
So those wonderful pizzas that you saw me eat, oh there we go, come from this lovely wood-fired oven. So pretty, very pretty box there, and are done by the lovely Anna. Ciao Anna. Anna's still busy at work there making all her lovely pizza bases, I'm sure, for tomorrow and the days to come. So it was absolutely fantastic. Grazie Anna, era stupenda la pizza. Today to go and pick up some antiques that we bought from overseas when we were still in Australia. Oh, there's obviously something going on with bicycles today, but look at these two that we thought were actually hanging on to this car, but they're not, it seems. They're just following the guide car really closely, like so. The one on the right actually looks like it could be a bit of a youngster, I can't tell, or a very small person, but anyway, yes, we're following along here, and we can't believe, in fact, how fast they're actually driving with these two sitting on the tail. But look at the countryside we are driving through whilst seeing this. Look at that villa up on the hill there in the distance, David. Isn't that gorgeous? And that looks like it has a lovely cypress drive leading up to it as well. But oh, he's going hell for leather, the one on the right. Gosh. And I don't think we're going to be getting up past this car anytime soon, David, on this narrow road with two cyclists behind. So we are here for the for a bit of the ride, I think, whether we like it or not. We're actually on the road to, whoops, went over a bump, to Montaione, where we're meeting up with the lovely Emma Kate from Tutto Torna, which is a lovely antiques and you know, old wares and things like that, vintage wares. they've been living here for a long time. She's married to an Italian and they're in Montaione, and we managed to buy a few things off them online I met Emma Kate through a Facebook group, and then we contacted each other via Instagram, and I was watching what she had in her shop, and I thought some of her things looked like they would be perfect for our house. So we're going for this beautiful drive, which I have videoed a few of the lovely sceneries that we're going by for you, and sometimes it's difficult in the car, and David's doing a great job at getting us around all these windy country roads. But it's amazing, because now we've just gone from quite thick forest with very green lush vegetation to now we're going into quite mountainous country by the looks of things, and lots of crop fields that have been... Oh, the lady's talking to us. Lots and lots of fields, sort of the fields that are quite parched, in fact, but it's just that they are crop fields that have been already harvested, so they've been ploughed and turned, and there's a lot of brown fields around and everything. So it's amazing the diversity, in fact, of Toscana, of Tuscany. As you're driving through it, it just changes constantly, and we're just loving this adventure and discovering every single part of it. So every time we go for a drive, we've only been here 3 days now, and we have just seen so much diversity already, haven't we, David? It's just awesome. So anyway, off to pick up our antiques, which I will show you, of course, and we'll also be going to an electronics shop, I hope, today, to get some really important things for the house, like a stove and kettle and toaster and coffee maker and all those kind of things, and a hairdryer. I'm a woman, I need a hairdryer. I'm desperate for one. So all that kind of stuff, and whatever else we find. We just love, as we're driving along, and then we come across these wonderful alleys of cypresses. Isn't it wonderful? There's a beautiful vineyard, I think, at the end of this one, because there was a wine sign a little bit earlier on. But, oh, that's better. Oh, I've just arrived at Tutto Torna, where the lovely Emma Kate sells the most magnificent antiques and vintage pieces and all sorts of lovely things, and I did buy those things from her online already, as I told you, but I've managed to find a couple more beautiful. That window is empty because I just put a light fitting off there, which I'll show you later when we get home. And I also bought a lovely old, very, very old copper pot to hang in our chimney, because we've got a lovely hook. Look at these wardrobes, beautiful. We've got a lovely hook in the chimney, and it was screaming out for a lovely pot. So there we go. I'm just doing a quick little squiz around for you so you get an idea of how beautiful, oh look, how beautiful the shop is. And things come and go here, of course, constantly. And they have a lovely workshop next door. And I saw some other lovely things that Valerio is working on, because he restores all the pieces really, really well. So we bought a beautiful little table that's very shabby chic, but he's done a beautiful beeswax finish on it for us to protect it. And he said it would probably only need one every 12 months. So we're really happy. Oh my goodness. So we've just sat down in this little cafe to have a sandwich and a coffee afterwards, and we've sat right in front of a massive Nutella jar that, as you can see, actually squirts via a tube directly on whatever you want. As David said, you could just stick your mouth in front of it and have it squirt straight into your mouth. Can you get more Italian than that? Mamma mia. So we're just at Montaione still after having a bite of lunch, and David and I were just checking out. It tells you where all the different towns are. Firenze's over there somewhere. What's that town that we can actually see on the horizon? Oh, that's Castel Fiorentino by the looks of things, is it? Is it Castel Fiorentino maybe? Or Monte Spertoli? Monte Spertoli. Castel Fiorentino is the one that really close by, right. So, but basically it takes you on a ride, so to speak, from Pisa in this direction all the way around to Florence in the far east. And I'm just looking at this beautiful, very, very large property. If I can zoom in for you just here. That looks stunning, a big villa with olive groves and things. It's probably what they call a podere here, which is like a very big country villa or farm. There's actually quite a few. It's a beautiful, beautiful view. It's a very windy town. As you walk down the streets, it's lovely today because it's about 27 degrees, which is cooler than it has been. But here it blows a gale because you're sitting on top of this hill with all these valleys around you, and the wind just comes at you from every direction, and it's incredibly windy. And just here is the first spot we've stood in town where we're not getting blown apart. But Emma was telling us in winter it is glacial. You can imagine, because we're quite high up, and with those winds, and they would be icy because it snows. So we're kind of feeling quite blessed to be in Chianni, where it doesn't seem to be a windy place. Anyway, so there's the beautiful view, and now we're off to Pontadera, which is a town north of here. We've got a few more boring things to do, I suppose, SIM cards to buy and a few brico things to buy, which is like hardware. But it's one of the best towns around in our area to get that kind of stuff done, so that's where we're off to now. So, darling, how do you think we're bearing 3 days into our adventure?
Oh, the adventure is going well.
It is.
I think we've pretty much done about 80 or 90% of our, how should I say, purchasing.
We have.
Getting all the good stuff for the house to make it a home.
We are getting there, aren't we? I mean, we do still have some big ticket items that we have to order.
Yeah.
But that's happening now.
But now we've got the place to order it from. And
yes.
Just need to send an email.
That was
and
important.
that'll be done,
yeah, that was important to find the right people to deal with, I think, as well.
Yes.
We were sort of disappointed with some places that we weren't getting the right help. So, and then we got a recommendation, which I always like to be in a place and get recommendations from locals, because it's true that they know who's nice to deal with and who gives you the best service. So that's what's happened today, which is great. And we're just wandering back to the car now to get some things done. But we both are really satisfied, aren't we, sweetheart, with what's happened so far and what we've achieved. We've achieved
a lot
so much. And we're just here. I don't know if you can even see the view behind us now with the light. There we go. Beautiful background. There we go. Anyway,
beautiful.
Let's keep on that journey
Yep.
and get some more stuff done.
Ciao.
Ciao. What's the name of the villa? Giuseppe Verdi. So the composer. And there's someone playing some classical music in the background, actually. That's a really beautiful Oh, look at all the numbers behind. It's got it also in the 24-hour clock, which is really unusual for a very old. That might be a modern addition. Frittura from Paola. Oh, what a cute little box. Tutti frutti. Let's see what they do. Oh, yum.
Prawns.
Oh, yum.
All sorts.
Oh, gambari. Octopus. Yes, yum. It's going to go well with the peroni. And absolutely splendidly with the view. Did someone say it was beer o'clock? Cheers, everyone.